Guys, this is massive. Guys, I was just about to edit the unboxing of the PS5 and I realized if you've seen an unboxing video for the PS5, you've seen them all, and I'm sure you have by now. So I'm not going to waste your time doing that, although I have great skills with the knife, opening cardboard. It's my forte. But let's get straight into my first impressions of the last, I don't know, 12 hours using the PS5. I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't had much sleep, so that tells you all you need to know. I had a great time so far playing this thing. I played the Miles Morales game, and I also played the Call of Duty, the latest Call of Duty game. I've connected it to an OLED screen with a 4K screen. Fantastic experience, HDR enabled, everything really good. Right, let's start with the setup experience. First of all, I was too excited to worry about this, so I was just plugging in and expecting to be able to play straight away. I had the game, so otherwise stick it in and play. Not so fast, right? When you get yours, if you haven't got yours already, set aside an hour and a half, at least an hour and a half, to set it all up. If you don't log onto your PlayStation account, it might be quicker, but to get the full experience, you know, little things like setting your avatar, putting your password in, all of that stuff, it takes time. And it also takes time to copy the game before you can play. It's not like, you know, showing my age here, but in the Sega days where you know, out of the box, cartridge in, play. But anyway, the experience is fantastic. That brings me to a point though. Sony didn't send me the PlayStation 5. Shock horror. I wish they did, but yeah, one day maybe. But the good news for you is you're gonna get my uncensored view. Right, you're gonna get the truth basically. So yeah, so I will keep a very balanced view for every area I discuss in this quick first impressions video. If there are things that I liked, which there are loads, you will hear about them. But if there are things that I didn't like, and there are a few of those, or things that need improving, I will also let you know. I have no qualms about telling you exactly what I found. So let's get straight into the gaming experience. After the setup, you know, it was a bit. I was a little bit tired of waiting now. Okay, come on, how many updates do I need to play the game? When I got past that, the experience was fantastic. The combination of, you know, HDR, I turned everything up. With this game, in the settings, you can actually set up to have a, you know, full HD experience, or you can have kind of a more degraded experience. I turn it all up to the max, basically, and it's fantastic. I mean, the combination of that high definition and the haptics, there's lots to talk about. I don't think that the haptics have been fully developed yet for every single game, but it does feel amazing. You know, everything, every sort of, if you're going up some steps, you feel that in the control. Different things, you know, if you're fighting or something like that, you feel everything on it. But as I said, it's not fully there yet. Some games are different. Already I noticed that Call of Duty, for example, which I also played last night, each gun has a different feedback response to the trigger, and that is really cool. And I think there's probably more to be done in that space, and I can't wait for developers to do that. Another neat thing that I thought playing the game, especially when I was playing last night, I don't want to, you know, make a massive noise in the house. It was past midnight as well. I have this Bluetooth headset from my PS4 Pro, so I thought, is this going to work? You know, it doesn't say anywhere online whether it would work or not. So all I had to do is plug the receiver into the USB port at the front, and straight away I didn't have to do anything, and it just worked. Fantastic. I mean, if you've got one of these already, you know, it's good news for you because it's not going to be wasted, and that shows, you know, kind of a good sort of approach to usability. Is little things like that makes me happy about consoles these days. Yes, the storage expansion still not quite there yet, you know, because, you know, even though you've got half a terabyte, if not more, probably 600 gig of data free in the hard drive as soon as you get it. I know it says 825 in the box. It's not. It's about 600 by the time you take it away from the operating system. But only the more heavier games will need more space. But when you do, at the moment, that's not available. So I think, but I heard through the grapevine that Sony will allow you to extend the storage into a kind of an external SSD drive or something like that. So, you know, we'll wait and see for that. That'll be good if they could. If we could transfer games and play the games off of a SSD card, that would be fantastic if they could allow us to do that. But time will tell, right? For now, for me, you know, I've got less than 10 games, I think, and each game is, I don't know, 60 gig. The bigger ones like Call of Duty, it's lots of space, but it's still plenty for me anyway. I will not be using this fully as a multimedia device. So again, I'm not going to be downloading lots of content like films and videos into it. So I think for me, it would be perfect. I was really impressed with the graphics. I love the fact that they managed to pack something that you could only normally see in a high spec PC into a console that costs $500, 450 pounds here in the UK. It's incredible what they've done. When you're playing Miles Morales, for example, you can see, you know, they're in New York and it's cold, and you see the snow, you see the breath. And yes, you could see that before in different games, but you always felt a little bit digitized, if you know what I mean. When you're watching this now and you're playing this now, it feels so much more real. The movements are amazing. You know, you can control the cameras and it's vibing.
And I have to go. Can I fly there?
Let me just vibe for a little bit. Yes, you could do this before, but you know, the sensitivity is fantastic in this, and it, you know, as I said, the immersive experience that you get with this control is amazing. When you're moving the camera, you know, everything feels so much more immersive. So, you know, if you get the environment as well, you know, we darkened the room. I was playing with my son. We darkened the room, and we were fully immersed into this thing, and it was fantastic to play. And then later on, with my headphones on, I played Call of Duty again. I haven't had that much fun in a long time. I have to say, I kind of went off a little bit Call of Duty for the last few years. I just found it very too fast for me. You know, I like playing the game, but kids out there are just you know, you get a few seconds of being alive and then you get shot down. That's probably me being a noob. But last night I had another go, and because of the experience, because of the awareness, because of the sound, you hear everything and you see so much more. I was actually better at my game. I actually enjoyed playing that game a lot more, and that's a lot to be said about that, because if someone like me who haven't played Call of Duty for a long time can then enjoy themselves going straight cold, you know, against people who were probably, you know, playing this for hours a day, it was fun. I was really having a lot of fun on that. And what I really liked about Call of Duty is that each gun behaves differently. So, you know, the haptics on the trigger behaves differently depending on the gun that you're shooting, and that's some thinking, right? That's fantastic. So it does feel that you're holding a different gun every time. You know, as you go up some steps, you can feel that, and you can feel the tension, you know, as you're being shot as well. So it's fantastic. I mean, I think there's a lot more to be done on this. I love Gran Turismo, so that'll be my next game to play. I've got the Logitech wheel, so I like to use that most of the time when I'm playing that game. But I wonder what it would do. Probably not now, because it's just not there right now. But in future, the capability in this haptics, in this dual sense control is fantastic. You do have to buy another one, so I got to play FIFA with my son later, because yeah, why not? In terms of performance and noise, I mean, we were playing for, I don't know, 6 hours straight yesterday. I don't think I heard this thing once. Think about it. You know, you playing a game, you're obviously going to have the sound of your telly or your headphones. You're not going to hear the fan on it. Yes, it probably went off, because I was playing, like I said, on full, you know, I turned everything up to the max. Did I feel it get hot? No. Did I hear the fans? No, because you're so immersed in the game that who cares, right? I would say that if you put it in a cabinet with doors, you're probably asking for trouble. You probably overheat, but I don't know. I'll do a fuller test. I'll do a fuller review. I'll compare this with other stuff like my PS4 Pro in terms of noise levels. Oh yeah, the first time I put the game on, I'm using the console in this position. And this is a couple of negatives here. One is, which way up is it? Is it this way? I couldn't really tell which way the disc would go in. So the first time I put it in, it actually went the wrong way around. Maybe, again, probably me, but it wasn't very user-friendly in that sense. So, but it didn't damage the disc or anything. In the past, you could actually do that. The other thing that annoys me is it comes with this stand. It's good, and it kind of makes sense when you're laying it flat, and it has a place for it to snap at the back when you're laying it flat, so it kind of snaps into the, let me bring it closer to the camera, so it sort of snaps there too. There you go, snaps in there, and you kind of place it flat on a surface like that, and it doesn't then wobble. When you put it flat on a surface, it then doesn't wobble. However, when you're trying to, and this was just me not reading the instructions as well, but when you try to stand it up on its side like that, there's nowhere that I can tell and you know, tell me in the comments if I'm being dim, but there was nowhere here on the back. Let me show you again. It's kind of loose, right? It doesn't really tell you where it can fit. So I managed to just stand it like that. Pretty sure the airflow was fine. It is a hefty thing though. You don't need to go to the gym if you're picking this up every day. Really happy. Final thoughts. It's an impressive machine. I don't remember being this impressed about a console for a long time. Maybe since the first PlayStation. It's that big of a jump for me anyway. I think there's a lot more games that need to come up and be developed and be making full use of the experience. But I have no doubt this will last a few more years because it has the capability to cope with a lot more the developers can throw at it, and I can't wait for those games to be out there for us. How does it compare with the Xbox? I don't know. Am I a Sony Playstation fanboy? Probably. I don't know. I probably would call myself a loyalist, but I have had the Xbox myself, so I don't know. I'd like to try that as well because I do like gaming in general, and I'd like to try that as well. So maybe I'll try that as well and do a comparison. But for now, guys, just before we sign off, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, have a look around. If you like the stuff, please do subscribe. There'll be lots more content on the PS5. I'll be doing lots more comparison on the Apple iPhone. I've got a video that I'm recording just today on the HomePod Mini. So varied, but very useful for me anyway, and I hope you find it useful. So I think if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to hit that button. It is right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.